I do want to do the Fighters Guild next. First I want to talk to this dude.
So, you've brought something for me to examine.
How did you know, you weirdo?
I don't mean to gossip, but he is more than a bit strange. However, he's always been tolerated as the town eccentric.
Okay. Rumors.
Mag Gromogak runs a fine establishment at the Two Sisters Lodge, and her sister has some quality horses.
Alright, let me see.
Please,
Persuade
go
you
on.
first. Oh, what the hell? That's all.
May I interest you in some of my fine wares?
Did I talk to you before? I feel like... I don't think I did. Alright, let's see what you would be willing to take. I need to find something... man, none of you people have a good alembic. Or mortar and pestle. Void salts. Oh, look at that. He actually let me buy it. What? Okay. Damn, alright.
You need to make a better offer.
Okay, 83.
I can't do that.
82.
You need to make a better offer.
81.
You're trying to drive me out of business.
Alright, so 80. Nice.
That's a good deal. A bargain. You're a fine negotiator. Pleasure doing business with you.
Daedroth Teeth Night Eye. Oh. I think that's it.
Come back and...
Alright, Nirnroot.
Yes, this is a genuine Nirnroot sample. Very nice quality, in fact. That gives me an idea. Since you already know what they look like, do you feel up to a bit of a collecting expedition?
Sure, what did you have in mind?
Excellent. But before you go, you're going to need to learn a bit more about Nirnroot. Otherwise, you may walk in circles and never find any.
Okay, I know they grow by water.
A few years ago, an adventurer not unlike yourself sold me a musty old tome containing alchemical formulas. Most of them were worthless. But one of the moldy pages contained a recipe for a potion known as an Elixir of Exploration, a sort of ultimate dungeon delver's brew. The formula looked sound, except it required an extremely rare ingredient. Yes, you guessed it, the Nirnroot. I put the book aside because, frankly, I had so many other delicate experiments going on that I just didn't have the time to go plant hunting. Now that you're here, that changes things.
Okay, Elixir of Exploration.
The Elixir of Exploration is a multi-purpose potion that was obviously created with the dungeon explorer in mind. The formula describes many magnitudes of the brew. If you're interested, I wrote a short missive about it for the Imperial Alchemy Symposium. You bring me 10 samples of Nirnroot, and I'll make the elixir available to you at a huge discount, as well as give you one for free. The best place for you to start would be Shadeleaf Copse, which is a part of the Great Forest northeast of here.
Nice.
Good luck, and hurry back with more of the Nirnroot.
Alright.
How goes the search? If you need to know more about the Nirnroot, read the Missive. You don't seem to have... I offer the finest goods and lowest prices in all Cyrodiil.
Now, let me make some
Be careful in Shadeleaf.
Drain health and drain fatigue on the Nirnroot.
Copse. No telling what else resides there besides the Nirnroot. How goes... Certainly. Only quality goods for sale here. What can I interest you in?
Damn, look at all these friggin' poisons and stuff. Alright, I'll just sell this. I'll sell the damage luck one.
That seems a fair price.
Sell 2 of these. I mean, they don't really weigh anything, so. Let's see. I can get rid of all these fatigue ones. Especially like this one.
A good price for a good customer.
There you go, nice. Made some money.
A
Leveled
pleasure.
up my
Be careful in Shadeleaf
Mercantile
Copse.
26.
No telling what else resides there besides the Nirnroot.
Alright, let's go. I'll do this one real quick. Where's
Good
the
morning.
exit?
Hello. What's new with...
That guy's like following me, it's weird. He was in the other town not so long ago. Alright, oh look at that, it's right here, cool. Alright, so... I'll grab my horse. Where the hell am I going? Alright, let me fast travel out of here. I've been itching for some adventuring. Goblin Jim's Cave, that's funny. You know, now that I do have the gold... Could kit out my horse in this armor. Let me just discover this location first. Oh look, another bear. That's a wolf. What's that? Oh, that's a dryad. Hey, it's friggin'. Whoa. Taproot. This looks cool. Very close to a Daedric sword. What the hell? I have reached the Shadeleaf Copse. I can now begin my search for the Nirnroot. troll. Oh wait, I gotta equip my arrows. There we go. Damn, that went nowhere. Ooh, nice. I feel like there's a way in here. What is this? It's a landmark. Alright, Nirnroot Missive, let's see. This brings me to my next subject, the glowing root known as Nirnroot. Although the oddly tenacious root grows almost anywhere a significant body of water is present, this root is extremely rare, and I believe soon to become extinct. I myself have yet to come across one of the gnarled shoots, as they're rarely inside of the roads that cross Cyrodiil. According to the records of the noted Imperial herbalist Chivius Regalium, the Nirnroot once flourished and could be found all over the country, but he suspected a cataclysmic event severely stunted their growth. Although many scholars reject the proposal that the sun's death event of the First Era 668 catastrophically affected plant life, Chivius feels that the Nirnroot's lineage was damaged by the lack of a sun for a full year. Whereas other plant species tend to find a way, the Nirnroot's mysterious magical nature made it especially susceptible to this climate shift. While this may or may not be the case, it's certainly true that the recorded sightings of Nirnroot are declining as the years pass. The most perplexing facet of Chivius' studies is that his notes describe the root as having a yellowish glow. Contrary to this fact, the Nirnroot of today has a soft bluish or blue-white glow. Unfortunately, since not many studies of the Nirnroot were performed from Chivius' day until now, it's unknown when or why this occurred. What I'm proposing today is that the Nirnroot, even though merely a plant, sensed impending extinction and therefore changed its own nature to survive. One of the more obvious facets of today's Nirnroot that supports this theory is the fact that it can now survive underground without any sunlight at all. While it's true that generally only mosses and fungi grow in these environments, I have two signed depositions by persons claiming that they sighted their Nirnroot in deep caves. Not once in Chivius' copious notes is a subterranean Nirnroot mentioned. But how could this be? How could a surface-dwelling plant suddenly begin appearing in new locations radically different from its normal habitat? The answer, my fellow alchemist, is nestled within Chivius' own notes. Although he spends a great deal of time with the Nirnroot in his laboratory, the one thing he neglected to test at a high enough level of detail was the soil. As stated previously, Chivius felt that the sun's death, the eruption of Red Mountain, contributed to the demise of the Nirnroot. Agreed. My amendment to that proposal is that the ash that fell from the sky that entire year mixed with the soil, and again due to the magical nature of the root, contributed to the aforementioned changes. The ash became a catalyst of sorts, forcing a change in the very makeup of the Nirnroot. Although very little ash from that dark time remains, I have done tests on newer ash samples sent to me from Vardenfell. They show little to no magical properties, certainly none of which could affect the plant to that magnitude. However, the rare occurrence of what's known as ash salt in the normal ash does contain very potent magical abilities. In fact, some native Dunmer are said to harness that ability to create a cure for the blight which pervaded their realm many years ago. I feel this magic meshed with the Nirnroot's inherent magic caused the radical change in essence. In essence, the root healed itself. To surmise, my two proposals are certainly linked, that the plant needed to survive and therefore used the byproduct of its destructor to do so. No other plant in nature has ever come close to this metamorphosis. I feel the Nirnroot has accomplished in a relatively short amount of time what it would take other species millions of years to complete. Whatever the case may be, one thing is certain. The Nirnroot is on a path to destruction. It contains untapped potential to create potions the likes of which have never been seen in our day. I propose to you today that we divert a small portion of our funds to an expedition to collect some of these roots to study. I have outlined this proposal for your perusal after this section of the symposium. Please seriously consider this proposal before it becomes too late and the Nirnroot becomes nothing but a memory. Thank you for your time. Okay, so there's nothing else here. I thought there was gonna be like an entrance to a cave or something. But I guess not. Hello? Whoa. I don't think... Let me see. Peony. And I see Shadeleaf Copse. There's a pond northeast of Skingrad. Small pond surrounded by trees and with a large boulder at the center of the pond with three Nirnroot plants growing at the edge of the water. Okay. Oh wow, it appears in ESO as Lake Olo. Interesting. That's cool. So there's only, that's it. So it's literally just a little pond with 3 plants. Alright, so I guess for now, I'm gonna go back to Imperial City.